The Beloved Community Center is located in Greensboro, North Carolina. Reverend Nelson Johnson started the center in 1960. It is a place where the history of Greensboro still exists.
Nelson Johnson, I pastor at Faith Community Church, and I'm also the director of the Beloved Community Center. We got started formally as the Beloved Community Center in the early 90s, 1991. But I've been a community organizer in Greensboro since my days in college at A&T in 1965. And what became clear to me and what I felt was my calling is to work with the downtrodden and those who are without voice and without power. And that was a large part of the civil rights movement, and some of us carried that on. We continued into labor, and through the 80s we worked with public housing. And in the early 90s we pulled together a number of people in Greensboro who had been veterans of the movement, and my own understanding had grown.
Mr. and Mrs. Johnson started the Beloved Community Center together. They have been organizers since the 1960s. They were also a part of the A&T Dudley Revolt in 1969.
The CWP, which was a labor march against Cone Mills, which was one of the big factories here. And 79 actually ended in the killing of 5 people, which people were killed by the Klan that came in and basically were in cahoots with the police department of Greensboro. Killed 5 people that day and injured over 10 people. And out of that came the Greensboro Truth and Community Reconciliation.
During the 60s, hundreds of people died during the freedom marches. The KKK and the police killed African Americans that did not follow their bylaws.
This work is natural, it's very human work, and I'm really appreciative of the opportunity to be doing it. And I really want to continue on in this field, and I invite others to really learn about social justice, learn about community politics, learn about the different things that your community needs. Not necessarily your personal needs the most, but what does your community need? Because the power is in the people and the politics we address. And I invite others to really learn about social justice, learn about community politics, learn about the different things that your community needs. Not necessarily your personal needs the most, but what does your community need? Because the power is in the people and the politics we address.
Your mind will only go as far as you allow it. Go out into the community, see what needs to be done, and how you can help. It will not only benefit you, but others that will follow afterwards.
The Beloved Community Center exists here in the city as a leader and stands at the forefront for social change and actually in helping to change a culture, whether it be in individual relationship or be it in institutional practices. Changing it in such a way that community is built and community healing is done, and we go about this in various aspects of our work. We do it from anywhere from education to socioeconomic work to work with justice work, or be it with my work, the Greensboro Truth and Community Reconciliation Project, where we delve into a painful history that may not be as pretty as we want it to be, but in some ways we find a way to seek the truth and find reconciliation so we can be a better community.
The Beloved Community Center adopted Dr. Martin Luther King's vision and incorporated it into the workmanship of the community.
And I adopted Dr. King's understanding of the Beloved Community Center, where all of the dignity and worth of all is upheld on the individual level and on the group level, by institutions, by individuals, and by systems. And so we just work with a lot of issues. We are now deeply engaged in the Latino immigration issue. It's one of the defining issues of this period, and we think that if it's handled right in Greensboro, it'll make Greensboro a better city and contribute to our nation being a better nation.
Every day, the center is working on improving the community